Hey everybody, welcome to Beaming Notes, and today we're going to look at the critical analysis, theme, tone, and poetic devices of the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. Critical analysis. Where the Mind is Without Fear was written during the reign of British in India, prior to the country gaining its independence from the colonial rule. In fact, Tagore died just a few years before 1947 when India became independent. So the country that he was living in was a country under oppression. However, the oppression was not just physical in nature but mental as well. The Indian population had started believing that they would never be free. They were always afraid of what they would be subjected to next by the British administration. They had lost their self-confidence and dignity. Thus, their spirit had been entirely drained out of them and they were left pessimistic. Many Indians were denied admission into the elite educational institutes which were meant exclusively for the children of the colonial officers. Only rarely were Indians admitted, and that too if they were to gain entry there, they had to belong to upper classes, especially that class of the native population that chose to side with the British and were always at their beck and call. As a result of this, the Indian nation states were then willing to fight it out amongst themselves to curry favor with the colonial rulers. All this upset the poet greatly, so he dreamt of a better tomorrow, one in which his country would stand up for the truth, for hard work, for reason, and for determination. He wanted his countrymen to stand united against the British, make themselves irreprehensible, and fight for their freedom. He wanted them to be open-minded and for their actions to speak louder than their words. By referring to God as Father, he was saying that all of his countrymen were the children of God. Hence, they must not discriminate among themselves on the basis of caste or creed, but must stand up for each other. They have a common goal, independence, and must work side by side to achieve it. Theme. In 1905, the Indian state of Bengal was divided into two parts by British, West Bengal and East Bengal. East Bengal later became Bangladesh in 1971. The division was done according to the policy that came to be known as the divide and rule policy. It was done on the basis of religious identity. In the regions included under West Bengal, the Hindu population was considerably greater than the Muslim population. And the regions included under East Bengal, the Muslim population was present in larger proportion than the Hindu population. The division of Bengal was known as Bongo Bongo in the Bengali language, the meaning of which was later anglicized, and the Bhongo meaning the action of breaking something. This was an event that directly affected the citizen of the previously united territory of Bengal, and Tagore was no exception. Hence, it is probably the division of Bengal that he has in mind while writing lines 3 and 4 of Where the Mind is Without Fear, in which he speaks about the nation being broken into fragments. Written as it was in 1910, you can see that 5 years after the event, the poet is still deeply saddened by it. In fact, the Indian festival of Rakhi, during which sisters tie Rakhi on the hands of their brothers, is derived from something that Tagore started. One auspicious day, Tagore appealed to all Hindus in Bengal to go out in the streets and tie a thread on the hands of their Muslim brothers and vice versa. This was an initiative on his part to protest against the division of Bengal. Tone. The tone of this poem is dignified and inspirational. None of the things that Tagore described seem to be impossible or even hard to achieve. In fact, he makes us feel that all those things are within our reach and we only have to reach out and grab them. Poetic Devices. Rhyme scheme. The poet does not follow any identifiable rhyme scheme in this poem. However, that does not work to diminish our estimate of his poetic skill in any way. The whole poem is in fact one long sentence and hence one cannot object to the absence of rhyme within it. Rhetorical devices. Metaphor. This rhetorical device is used when a covert comparison is made between two different things or ideas. In this poem, the poet uses a device of metaphor in lines 7 or 8 when he compares reason with a stream of water and habit with a desert. Apostrophe. The rhetorical device is used when a poet addresses his or her poem to an absent audience. In this poem, the poet uses a device of an apostrophe in lines 9, 10, and 11 when he speaks directly to God. He refers to God as Father and asks him to make India into a country where everyone is really and truly free.